but I'm like, I'll just go and wing it. Because I've done all these things before, but I was taking in too much sodium, and I found myself, where my blood pressure dropped down, and they have a medic at the final aid station there.
Okay.
And I come rolling up.
You did the Ironman?
Ironman, yeah, I've done
Ironman?
seven Ironmans.
Is it not like the most extreme thing to do in fitness world?
It's right up there at the top. I mean, people are right now are, I think that's what the human spirit does, is constantly setting new boundaries or limits.
Mm-hmm.
Ironman was at the top, but now there's so many different like ultra events, like running events. You have Badwater, which is a 135-mile race through Death Valley. There's another race that's close to that distance, like in Brazil. I mean, they're all over the world now.
Okay.
And people are just double Ironmans.
Double Ironman?
Double Ironman.
What the hell
So
is
you're
this?
looking, so you take a 2.4-mile swim,
Okay.
which could be in an ocean, it could be in a river, it could be in a lake. It depends on the event. Ironmans are literally all over the world now, and they've been all over the world, but now they're, they just keep expanding the brand. So there's pretty much, it seems like, one in almost every country at this point.
So,
But yeah, it's a 2.4-mile swim,
okay.
112 miles on the bike,
Okay.
and then you run a marathon off the bike,
Oh, I see.
all continuous,
I see.
without stopping. Now you have different levels of people, right, who just want to finish, and they may be they may be walking, they may be stopping, taking breaks and things along the way. I mean, most people they're in the mindset of doing an Ironman, or they want to keep moving.
Did you have any bad experience doing a Ironman or whatever you?
I think, what was my worst experience at Ironman? Maybe New Zealand.
Maybe I would say worse. I think I would say some overcome situation you went through.
Yeah, well, I would say probably New Zealand. There's a saying that goes, "Never try anything new on race day." I tried this new, drink and stuff, and it just wasn't sitting well, and I ended up, throwing up and dry heaving, and I went from, like running a 3:30 off the bike to, it took me almost, I think I ended up running like 40, 50 something. Anyway, it wrecked, pretty much wrecked my event.
Well, you finished.
Of course, yeah, I'm not gonna not finish. And then as far as ultras go, I think last year, I got to mile 25 after the last big climb, and then you have, a nice descent back down to the base camp. But same kind of thing. It was some 50-mile-an-hour gusts. We're kind of out in Simi Valley. It's a tough little course. But I just, I didn't, I kind of took it a little lightly. I was just going to kind of wing it. I was only doing like 2 days running, and I'd done some stuff previous to that last year. But I'm like, I'll just go and wing it. Because I've done all these things before, but I was taking in too much sodium, and I found myself, where my blood pressure dropped down, and they have a medic at the final aid station there.
Okay.
And I come rolling up, and I was not in a good place.
Wow.
I was not in a good place. And he's like, yeah, you don't look too good. And he's like, what have you been drinking? I told him, and he's like, give me your bottles. He dumps my bottles out. And so I'm sitting there. There's like swarms of bees all over the place.
Ooh.
And the people that were helping out was super impressive, because they were in the middle of all these bees. I mean, there probably were a couple of hundred bees swarming all over the table. So all our like different nutrition, pretzels, peanut butter, bananas, random food
Okay.
that is at an endurance event. And they were like bee whispers. I mean, they were just kind of flowing in and out and helping athletes as they come through. But I had sat down and he emptied everything out, and I sat there and then I just lost it. I just hurled, and then after that I actually felt a lot better. I sat there a little bit longer, and he's like, "I don't want you drinking anything else but water," and I still had another 6 miles to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had still another 6 miles, and it's again, it's not it's not like you're running a marathon out on the street. Like you're out in the hills in the middle of nowhere, and it's hot. It's like 90s and 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So, and just the idea of just drinking water, getting back, So they were like, "Look, trust me, don't drink don't do anything else. Just drink the water." And I got back on my feet, and I got to the finish line. And of course, this year I had to redeem myself. I didn't take it as lightly. I trained, I threw in an extra day. I was doing a lot more stairs and stuff like that. I was doing, climbing with the rack on my back and doing stuff like that. And it ended up this year dropping, or I say this year, we're in 2020 now, but 2019, dropping 45 minutes. So I made that that adjustment, and ended up finishing like second and
Second, that's not.
in the old man division. But it was it was a redemption thing. I had to go back. I was not pleased with how that went.
The last time.
The last time. So I'm like, I can't finish like that. I gotta redeem myself, and I did, and I felt good about that. And but yeah, I would say that to anybody. That's if you're not happy with your performance, you can do something about it.